Hello and welcome to JACR Studio. My name is Jeff, also known as JMike9981. If you know, you know. Today we're going to be going over taking an image, a regular photographic image, and we're going to turn it into a relief. So first we're going to use the cat. And the cat, first we need to isolate that cat, and we need to make the rest of the background black. The cat we need to turn into a porcelain white statue with soft shadows and remove any direct light sources. And as you can tell, we got ourselves a very nice image. I'm going to download the JPEG file or the PNG. It doesn't really matter, whichever you prefer. Now we're going to do the wolves, and we're going to do the wolves to show you that the wolves image as well, you can isolate more than just one object. And obviously we've already done that. We're going to do the same thing with the bear, the fish, and the splash as well. The reason why I'm showing you all these is because each image is kind of a little different on what you need to tell the AI to isolate and what you need to tell the AI to porcelainize. So on this one you need to verify that the fish, the bear, and the splash are all included in both sections. If you don't, then it'll only give you the portions that you ask for. So let's say that you say isolate the bear, the fish, and the splash, but you only say make the bear a porcelain object. It will only make the bear the porcelain object. So you need to make sure that you include all of them in your descriptions. I'm going to take those images over to Jacrstudio.com, and as you can tell, Jacrstudio.com here is up and running. It is making carvings at my house. But here we go, and as you can tell, we can also do color images in there. You do not have to personalize them, it just makes them look better. Alright, and as you can tell, it's $5.99 a month, $59.99 a year, and $4.44 a month if you want to do a 3-year plan. Alright, so first we're going to start off with a color image. So we're going to go ahead and pull the lion wall art up. And we're going to go ahead and click the smooth and lift. And the reason why we do that is because there's so many different colors and so many different variants. So it's going to smooth all the different darker textures together to make it pop better. And as you can tell, that's a beautiful line carving. And we're going to increase the brightness just to stabilize the background a little bit. And we're all set. You can carve it in app, you can export it. You can do as you please. Now we're going to go into the cat. Now, a cat, I'm going to take you through the exact carving process that you would use in this. So right now we have it smooth and lifted. We do not want that. As you can tell, it was smoothed out and all the hair disappeared. Once you untick it, the hair comes back and it looks like the image that you have. So we'll go down and we're going to go ahead and show you guys how to slope the edges. So on the edge sloping, as you can tell, it frames the whole carving in a sloped edge so that it will fit nicely into a frame and extrude out from the frame to add more depth and pop. Alright, and as you can tell, there's multiple different ways that you can do it. You can concave them, you can convex them. There is an OG, so if you want to make it an S curve towards the edge, you can definitely do so. On some of them, the OG is just amazing what it does to the actual carvings. You'll have to experiment with it yourselves and see what you can do. Now you can come in this app and you can play around and make as many reliefs as you want for free. You just can't download anything for free, unfortunately for you guys. It is something I've worked very hard and long 18 hours days for months and months and months on this project. So it's not something I'm just willing to give away for free, but I am giving it to you guys at such a cheap cost comparatively speaking to what's out there in the market. It is considered what I would consider a beginner app in my opinion. I mean, it does have vector tools and you can go in and make your own vectors and all that fun stuff, but it's just made for ease of use for the people who just bought a CNC and they can't figure out exactly how to make their vectors and how to add tool paths and do all the silliness that all the rest of them really require you to do. This does it for you automatically. As you can tell, it's a USB controlled USB through serial port off of the internet. there. So make sure you click all your boxes. Set your work home. It's not hooked up to a machine right now. I do not have my machine hooked up to my gaming rig, and that's where I make most of my videos, so it's kind of hard for me to show you exactly how long it's going to take, but it will take 8 hours to make this carving, and that is a pretty fair guesstimate, to be honest with you. It's usually pretty right on. If you take the STL file or the G code over to easel, it's more like 11 hours over at easel. So easel just doesn't allow you to change your feed rates that easily. They have a built-in feed rate, and we're going to run the code here and show you that it's all running. It is running in demo mode, so it's just flying through. It doesn't run that fast when your machine's hooked up. Your machine's obviously going to buffer that code a little bit. But we're running this just to show you that the bit swaps and how everything works here. So it's going to run through your rough pass. The rough pass is only available on the app, and so is the carving. So you can export a G code, but the G code will export in a single pass. It does not have stops. It does not have tool changes. So you will have to go ahead and set your feed rates accordingly. All right, and there's the bit swap. As you can tell, it swaps us over to the tapered ball nose bit of a 1/16. And then on my bits, I always measure my bits. So when I put in my new bit, it is measured to the exact same length out of the chuck as the previous. So I don't have to rehome anything because the work home is saved on the process. What happens is the machine will bring your spindle back to the work home. It'll raise 1 1/8 inches off of the surface, high enough for you to remove your dust shoe so that you can swap out your bit. It'll shut down the spindle, and then after that you will swap your bit. You will replace your dust shoe, and you click continue, and it'll continue with the carving until it is completed at that point. Now I'm going to show you the rest of them. So we're going to go into the wolves here. I'm going to show you the wolves, and I'm going to show you some of the cool tools with this process that are available to you. So we do have the sliders that allow you to change your depth and the pop that you have. We have fine detail, and this is going to add those dark lines and remove those dark lines. If you have a lot of dark features inside of your carving, you will find that it will take a lot longer to carve. So you're going to want to reduce those fine details if you don't want to be spending 12 hours carving. Now I'm going to show you some of the tools that are available here. So now on a lot of animals, the nose and the eyes are black. So the dark marking blending tool there, as you can tell, it brought the nose up and it made it more uniform and look. Oop, we had a little bit of a glitch there. Brought back our old carving. We don't want that. We'll generate the new carving again, and then we'll go ahead and go back down to the tools. We're going to use the blur tool, and I'm going to show you how you can actually modify the workspace right like it is. And as you can tell, it's smoothed out those areas and those dark lines. Now the smoothing tool doesn't raise it any higher than the highest point, but it's going to bring the lower sections up to the higher sections, and it's going to get rid of those dark grooves for you. The sharpness tool does the exact opposite. Forward and back. Forward moves the carving pen forward, and it'll bring it up, and then back will send it back. Fill fills areas. Crease will add a crease for you, and the other tool is I don't remember. Oh, and we're back to the bear here. And as you can tell, the eyes on the bear, they're really clouded out here. So what we need to do is we actually need to remove the dark markings on this one. And just like that, as you can tell, the eyes details pop back out. We're actually going to increase the amount that it droops, because as you can tell, the fish right there is a little different than the cat. So we can actually use the feathering tool to manipulate the carving to make it pop more. So now when you put it in the frame, that fish's tail is going to sit further back into the carving, and then it's going to build up into the carving, and then those angled walls are going to pop that out of the frame for you. And bam, that is a beautiful carving. And I just want to thank you guys for your time today, and you guys have yourself a great rest of your day. Thank you.